4 things to give up if you have anxiety. Now, I'm not actually going to talk about those 4 things. I'm just going to go ahead and throw them in the description, because you already know the things that bring you more fear, more anxiety in your life. You know these influences already. The real challenging part that I find for a lot of friends, a lot of clients, is how do we actually give up those things? How do we give up those things and get more peace and more love and more joy in our life? Because we all know, let's say you're trying to lose weight and you know you shouldn't eat that cheeseburger. Well, a lot of times, some people go and they'll eat the cheeseburger. Or if you are feeling fearful and anxious and you know caffeine brings you more fear and anxiety, well, you still might go and drink a coffee and a Coca-Cola. So how do we get over that? How do we shift that in our lives? The key principle is we attract what we hate and we attract what we love. We attract whatever we are thinking about. So if you're thinking, hey, I need to give up caffeine or vaping or pornography, and you're thinking about all the negative things that it brings in your life, you're thinking about the fear that comes along with it, like, oh my God, I hate so much the way I feel after coffee because I'm feeling so anxious and I feel terrible inside. Well, we're going to attract more of that. Even if you say, hey, I need to give this up, because you are concentrating on the negative, you're concentrating on the fear, you're concentrating on that emotion and all the negative consequences that come along with it. And again, we attract what we're thinking about, even if we hate it. So it's a really simple technique here, which is just focus on what you get by giving it up. So when I give up caffeine, I feel more love, I feel more peace, I feel more gratitude, I feel more presence. When I give up pornography, I feel more peaceful and present in my relationships. And when you focus on that, now that is where your mind is thinking, and that is where you are subconsciously gonna go. And the process to give up those things is so much easier because you are focused on what you get, and your mind is focused there, and then your body just does the rest. It almost is an automated process. And trust me, I've been through this. I used to struggle with bad anxiety. I used to struggle and feel so much fear in my life, and I used to be trapped in these negative thought patterns and negative thought loops that led me nowhere. I knew what I needed to do. I knew I needed to shift these things. I knew I needed to give up pornography, caffeine, and a plethora of other things, but for some reason my actions were not following my words. And really, once I shifted and I started viewing the positive things and what I get and actually feeling those emotions, that's when things started to shift. So a simple technique is just focus on what you get by giving it up. And one step a little further is actually go and start feeling those emotions consciously. Start feeling those emotions consciously. And so I think it would be valuable right now, let's do a little exercise on how we can do it, right? How we can understand, shift those beliefs, focus on it, and then actually feel those emotions. So let's just start with an example. I choose to give up caffeine. Caffeine, man, I feel so bad after that. I feel terrible when I'm drinking the caffeine. I feel so anxious, and now my mind is racing and I'm thinking through all this stuff, and oh my God. That's where we have the awareness. So we first become aware of those thoughts. We're like, okay, well, that mind track is not necessarily going the best direction. So let's shift that now. So let's shift that and say, okay, when I give up caffeine, I feel peace. I feel love. I feel presence. And now naturally, our mind and our body are starting to understand that and naturally go that way. And through meditation And this is a practice, a daily practice to do that. And what I'll do is link a video on a daily practice that you can do to shift that anxiety and feel more love and feel more peace. Because this is really something, it's a muscle that needs to get worked consistently. It's not just a one-time thing. You know, like if you go to the gym and you're looking to work on something, you don't just go to the gym and lift it one time and then you're like, okay, now I'm good, I'm muscular. This is a muscle that as you practice, as you meditate, as you shift those emotions, well, now naturally you're gonna feel more love, you're gonna feel more peace, you're gonna feel less fear. And it's gonna be so easy to give up those things because you now have the emotion. You are the person that has already given up the caffeine, the pornography, the social media. And it's a really, really beautiful process. So I'm gonna link that so you guys can go and do that meditation daily. I love you guys and have a good one.